Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to the Japan Study Center. Today we are going to see the chapter of geography. And what is our topic today? Population composition in India. There is a most important chapter. That is regarding in this chapter, the first point here, rural-urban composition here. Rural-urban composition is the first point. Here population is divided into two parts, rural and urban. There is a population is divided here two types, rurals and urban, on this basis of the size, occupation and settlements. The rural population is consists of a small settlement scattered over to the countryside. Urban population is the one that live in large size settlement, is a town and cities. Town and cities is the most important point. However, more importantly, this is a division is a base of occupational stature. In India, rural area is defined as one where 3/4 or more of the population is engaged in a primary occupation, such as farming, animal rearing, forestry, and fishing, quarrying. It is the most important here engaged of primary occupation. There is a primary occupation like farming, animal rearing, forestry, fishing and quarrying. There is a primary sector. On the other hand, urban area is where the 3/4 above to the population is engaged in a non-agricultural activity, such as manufacturing, trade, transport, communication, banking and social service like health, education and administration, etc. There is a most important non-agriculture activity here. The important is here a box. Their table, the rural and urban population in India is 1901 to 2001. There is a most important point here. 1901 there is a consequence here. A rural has 89.2, but urban is only 10.8. But 1911 there is 89.7, but urban is a 10.3. The same condition is continue here, but 1941 that is 6.1 and 13.9 is increasing, and suddenly 1951 there is a 82.7 is rurals and 70.3 is urban. The percentage of total population is the most important point here. And let's come to 2001. There is a 72.2 to 27.8. There is the most important increasing on 2001 here. The total population of India is spread over to the more than 5.8 lakh of a village and 4,615 town. There is the most important here. A 5.8 lakh of village and 4,615 is a town. India is probably considered to be a country by villages. Even today, about 72% of the total population of India live in villages. But the proportions of rural population has been to decreasing in each successive census. You see the table, there is the most important table here. Consequently, there is a proportion of the urban population to total population has been to increasing slowly but steadily. It was as low as 10.8% in 1901 and rose to 27.8 by the 2001. The question arises why it is so. It is because the rate of growth of urban population is higher than that of rural population. In contrast to on average growth rate of about 21.34 in 2001, the urban population has registered as a growth rate of 31.13%. However, all this growth is not a result of only the natural increasing of population. In fact, much of the growth of urban population is due to the high rate of migration of people from a rural to the urban area. We have discussed in the detail about the various cases of rural to be urban migration in the previous lesson. This also indicates a slow change in the consumptions of people from a primary to secondary and tertiary activities. There is a primary activity, secondary activity, and tertiary activity is the most important here. Primary like agriculture, secondary like is a product, and tertiary here the uses. Area of a limit of a municipal or city corporation area extended to be covered. The Warings village is a serves. There is the most important point here. Important here map. See in your screen. Next point here. Here them show the map. There is the most important here. India distribution of metropolitans of cities 2001. There is the most important. Show in your screen. Amritsar, Ludhiana, Delhi, Firozabad, Maltis, Jaipur, Agra, Lucknow, Kanpur, Allahabad, Varanasi, Patna, Dawad, Assam, Kolkata, and the Jodhpurs in the Indore, Vadodara, Ahmedabad, Rajkot, Surat, Nasik, Greater is Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, and the Kochis, Madurai, and the Kambaresis, and there is Chennai, and there's Hyderabad and Visakhapatnam also. There is the most important distribution of metropolitan cities of 2001. And in this map, there is the most important here. Half of the total urban population of India is live only in a 5 state. Half of the total urban population of India live only in a 5 state. These 5 states like Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, and Andhra Pradesh. There is a 5 state is the most important here. But Gujarat, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Rajasthan, and Union Territory of Delhi have about 32% of urban population of country, and the rest of urban population about 18% is spread over to the remaining state and Union Territory here. According to 2001, the census is the 35 cities have a more than 10 lakh population is. There is a 10 lakh population is the most important, and there is called to the metropolitans or millions plus cities. There is a 10 lakh population the is, and there is called to the metropolitan and millions plus cities. These 35 metropolitan cities alone account for 37.8% of total population. If this trend to the continues, India will be have more than 50 metropolitan cities in India at the time of 2011, and will be have half of the urban population of country. This highly rapidly growth of metropolitan cities will be bearing a several problem like supply of housing, cities, electricities and water, school and dispensaries, ration shop, etc. There is a most important point here. Let's us now find out the distribution of the this is a metropolitan cities in India. All the 35 metropolitan cities are arranged in a term of descending order of population, and these are the Greater Mumbai, Kolkata, Delhi, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, Pune, Surat, Kanpur, Jaipur, Lucknow, Nagpur, Patna, Indore, Vadodara, Bhopal, Coimbatore and Ludhiana, Cochin, Visakhapatnam, Agra, Varanasi, Madurai, Meritis, Nasik, Jabalpur, Hamsedpur, Asansol and Dhanbad, Farizabad, Allahabad, Amritsar, Vijayawada and Rajkot. There is a most important point here. There are greater here the defining order of population here. The next point is also is the most important here. About 27.2% of the total population of India live in an urban area. There is a most important point. 27.2% of the total population of India live in the urban area. And second point notable here, the proportion of the urban population to be a total has been increasing, especially at a fast pace. And next year, the rate of growth of urban population in the country is higher than the rate of growth of rural population. And next year, the city which have a population of more than is 10 lakh each are called metropolitan cities. And there are 35 metropolitan cities are part of 2001 census. There is the most important 35 cities. 35 cities means is a 10 lakh population is called to the metropolitan cities. The next here, sex ratio. Sex ratio is the most important topic here. A second topic, sex ratio here. Sex ratio refer to the number of female per thousand male of on area. You know that? What is the sex ratio here? The sex ratio refer to the number of females per thousand male of on area. According to the census of India 2001, there are only 933 female per thousand of male. That is the most important point here. 933 female per thousand of male. So sex composition of India is unfavorable. There is a sex composition of India is unfavorable. It means to there is a less number of female than the number of males. They show that this number easily. When the number of females is more than male, it is the said to be a favorable. When the number of females is more than the male, it is the said to be a favorable. As per state are concerned, only Kerala has a favorable sex ratio. There is a Kerala is only is a favorable sex ratio here. 1058 is a female ratio. It has a highest sex ratio in the country. It is the highest sex ratio in the country. The lowest sex ratio almost state of found in the Haryana. Haryana is a lowest, is a 861 only. There is a census of 2001 according. According to the territory, Pondicherry has the highest sex ratio in the country with a 1001 female per thousand male. Whereas the lowest sex ratio is found to the Daman and Diu, where is was 709 only, is a female per thousand male. There is the most important information here. The significance stand with the regarded to the sex ratio in their country is that it has been to the steadily is the decline. Expect some marginal increasing in the 90, 51, 90, 81 and now is the 2001 census. There are given here table. Come the table on the C there is a 2001 census here. Here see the table. There is the most important information according to sex ratio in India. There is an important table here of female per 1000 male to 9001 to 2001. There is a most important according to 100 years here. Here is a 9001. There is a sex ratio 972. But 1911 there is the most important is here increasing of nothing here, but decreasing here sex ratio 966 ratio also only. There is the most important thing here, but it shows you see there is a time to time the sex ratio is a decreasing. There is a most important for the females out of 1000 male. There is a female is a only is a very low condition for India. But at least 2001 there is a 933 is only. There is a very less here and continue there is a decreasing of sex ratio for the female. The next topic here, district level pattern. District level pattern. What do you mean district level pattern here? An overview of the district level data reveal that is out of 593 district in a country is a 324 is a district is a recording sex ratio above the national average. There are 933 only and the 4 districts has a sex ratio equal to the national average. In other words, there are 55% of the total districts recording sex ratio above the national average. Out of this is a 324 districts. There are many as 708 districts spread over to 16 state union territory has recorded sex ratio above unity. The unity is a mean female are more is than 1000 per 1000 of male. There is a female is more than 1000 per 1000 of male. The largest number of such a district are from to the Tamil Nadu is the 15 flow by the Kerala 13 and the Uttarakhand is 8. Well, there are Chhattisgarh and Odisha have a 7 districts each. And the male is a Pondicherry recorded highest sex ratio. There is the most important. Males in the sex Pondicherry recorded the highest sex ratio here. The Pondicherry sex ratio is 1148 in the country followed by the There is the most important ratio for a Pondicherry. There is the highest 1148 in the country, followed by the Almora, and Uttarakhand is the most important also here, 1147. And here Ratnagiri in there Maharashtra, there is the most important sex ratio here, 1135. If we look at the Patel's distribution, it has been to observe that there was a three reasons where a sex ratio is a variable. First reason is southern India consists of the majority of districts of Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry, almost all the districts of Kerala and a few coastal districts of Karnataka. This second reason, hill and plateau region of adjoining Odisha and Chhattisgarh, Andhra Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh is dominated by the tribals. Tribals is the most important here, is dominated by the tribal class here. The third region is the hill state of the Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. There is a most important reason here. Of maximum here is the female sex ratio here present. And come to the see, there is a graph. There is a most important graph shown in your screen. Here show the most important graph here. India is a sex ratio 901 to 2001. You know that the 1901 the sex ratio is here a female per thousand here male. There's a 1972, but is a less is here 1971 there are 930 only. And there is a most important is a decreasing here 1991 the 927 only, but 2001 there are 933. There is a most important point here, 1901 is a maximum 972 per female on the male, but is a very low is a 1991. The 1991 there is a very low, but the 1901 is very high. There is a most important Indian sex ratio shown here. On the contrast, there are 265 districts where a sex ratio is below national average. Out of these 265 districts, there are 42 districts where a sex ratio is below to the 850. That is the most important here. And where are these districts localized? The Uttar Pradesh and National Capital of Territory of Delhi has a 8 districts each are flow by the Haryana and 6 also Haryana side here. But with this is a 42 districts, 10 districts are localized in a major cities of 8 in a NCT Delhi. One is the Maharashtra, the Mumbai, and the other ones are territories of Chandigarh. That is important. There is a very low sex ratio in these cities, maybe due to the inflow of male migrant seeking a work in the industrial, commercially, construction, informal, and the origin of sector of this here. There is a most important point here. A sex ratio is here a low because there is a low sex ratio. The reason it's only here the migrant people here. The migrant people here only is working here, industries, commercially, construction, informal, and the unorganized sector of the economics. But the lowest sex ratio in terms of district is recorded. Daman districts is a 591 only. Flow by the best Kangama is a 749. In Arunachal Pradesh and Northern district is a 752 in a Sikkim. There is most important here. And why is there is a decline in the sex ratio in India? Why? There is a most important question here. Why is there a decline in the sex ratio in India? There is a major reason for there decline of sex ratio in India are there a higher rate of maternal mortality and high child mortality among the female children. And these two cases are related to be a comparatively a low status of the woman in our society. There is a most important point here. Mortality is a lower status of the woman in our society. Apart from this, our social religious value and the belief like a male performance in our society are responsible for decline sex ratio. This is things is a very dangerous here of belief that like a male performance in our society are responsible for the decline of sex ratio. The female minority rate is likely to be reserved with there is an improving status of women and also due to the better Medicare facility and education, particularly of the female. The improve of medical facility have helped in their checking the rate of child mortality and their death of mother due to childbirth. There is a most important reason. There is the decline in the sex ratio in India. There is a most important point here. The main point here, important point also, notable point here, in come your screen. The sex ratio in India is unfavorable. On average, there is a 933 female per 1,000 male in a country. The highest sex ratio of 1,058 female per 1,000 male in a Kerala, and the lowest of 709 female per 1,000 of male in Daman and Diu. There is a most important point here according to the competitive exam here. The major reason for the decline of the sex ratio in India are high child mortality among the female children and low status of women in the society. There is a most important reason here. The next point here, project work. Project work is the most important doing here. Select 20 household in your neighborhood and visit each household and note the down total number of male and female in each household. After visiting all of the 20 household, add all their male and female member. If there's a ratio is a 1.1, then the ratio of a balance. If your female ratio is more than 1, then the sex ratio is favorable each or vice versa. And try to find out the reason of favorable and unfavorable sex ratio by interviewing of the female concerned. There is a most important project work here. Do it. Our next topic is the most important here as compositions. As composition is the most important here. As sex is a pyramid referred to be a composition of population in a term of the age and sex of people. It gives indications regarding to the growth rate of population and the nature of population in the term of working and non-working section. As per their sense of the India 2001, children up to the 14 years of age account for the 35.3% of the total population. There is a most important point here. In 2001, the children up to the 14 years of age account of 35.3% of the total population. The age group of 50 to 59, the year account for a 56.9% here of the total populations, and the age group of 60 year above there is 7.4% of population. The age of structure has been undergoing some gradually change during the recent of decline. There is a most important point here. One of the 10 is the proportion of younger populations is there is an age group of 0 to the 14 year is a decline, and the percentage of person on the working age group is a 15 to 59 age group as well as all age population. The 60 year and above the increasing, but in 2001 census there is a percentage of person in the age group of 15 to 59 declined from to the 57.7 in 1991 to 56.9 in 2001 census. However, there is a proportion of the people in the all age group has increasing from a 6.6% in 1991. There is 7.4 in 2001 census. Proportion of the younger population is a 0.14 year, declined from 36.6% in the 1991 to be 35.3% in 2001 census. This is more important here. And next year table, there is a percentage distribution of total population by the age and sex in 2001. There is a most important table here. Come here, table, and see here. Here the most important here, a percentage view or distribution of total population by age on sex of India is 2001. There is a age group, total person, male and female. There is 0 to 4 year, 10%, 10 year only. And the male is a 10 and the female is a 10 also is equal. But 5 to 9 here is a 12.5. There is a 12.5 is a total person, but also is the same here. But 15 to 19 there is a also here 9.7 and 2024 is a 8.7. But next year 25 to 29 is a 8.1 total, but male is a 7.8 and 8.4 the female. There is a most important point here. The female is stray here. and the also is a 65 to 969. The age group is a total population here 1.9. There are male is a 1.8 and female is a 2.1. There is a most important point here. In this table, they show the age group on the different years and different age group here. Here show the most important India age sex on a structure 2001. There is a most important structure here. There is a maximum age here 12.5 to 12.3. There is a most important here. The years is a 10 to the 14 years India here, but here 80 years is 0.8. There is a most important view here show in your screen the male and female here age group here and percentage also. There is a most important point here. The next topic is the most important here. Linguistics composition here. There is the most important. Linguistics is the language composition here. India has also great deal of linguistic diversity like a physical environment. There are languages spoken and there is a related to number in 100. In 1961 census, 61,652 languages were listened to the mother tongues in India. There is a most important point here. On 1961 census is a 1,652 languages are listened to the mother tongues of India. Out of this, only 23 languages together accounted for the 97% of total population of a country. There is a most important point here. 23 languages is together accounted from 97% of total population of country. Out of 23 numerical major language here. Out of 23 is a numerical major language. A Constitution of India is recognized only 18 languages besides the English in the 8th schedule in the Constitution. There is a most important point here. Constitution of India is recognized only 18 languages is beside the English in the 8th schedule of the Constitution. These languages are Assamese, Bengali, Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, Kannada, Marathi, Gujarati, Orisha, Punjabi, Kashmiri, Sanskrit, Konkanis, Sindhi, Nepali, Manipuris, Urdu. There is a most important 18 languages here recognized of Indian Constitution here. Out of this above mentioned 18 languages, Hindi is spoken by the most of the people, whereas Sanskrit is spoken by the least. Is the most important point and notable point here. Hindi is spoken is the most of people and Sanskrit is spoken by the least. The language also is very slightly in the terms of the meaning of different words and their pronunciation. Thus, the people speaking of particular language speak it with some difference is a vocabularies and pronunciation from one place to other. Such a variation in the way of speaking of a language lead to the emergence of dialect of language. Thus, a dialect to the some things a skin to be a part of some language and there can be a through a regional language also. Some of the example of the dialect of Hindi, Rajasthani is a Haryanvi, Bhojpuri and the Purvi dialect here etc. There is a most important point here. Language is an important constituent of culture and various languages and there is a dialect are spoken in different part of India. It makes India is a culture rich and diversified. Also, the language have almost complete regional identity in there is a country and distribution of major language has been considered as a basis of a reorganization of state after independence. There is the most important point here. There is a country has a distribution of major language has been considered as a basis for a reorganization of state and after independence. On the basis of numerical strength, India can be divided into 12 principal linguistic regions here. 12 principal linguistic regions here. And so regions is there are area which most of people speak a common language. The common language is the most important here. The language forming the latest region is India are Kashmiri, Punjabi, Hindi, Urdu, Bengali, Assamese, Orissa, Gujarati, Marathi, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada and Malayalam. That is the most important language here on important for the linguistics region area here. And the next here classification and distribution of Indian language here. Classification and distribution of Indian language is the most important point here. Through all the languages spoken in India is seem to be different from each other. They can be grouped into the four relative family on the basis of their root and genus. The four relative family are here: Asiatic family, Nishada. Dravidian family is the Dravida. Assyro-Tibetan is a family of Akrata. And Indo-European family is the Arya. There is a most important family here, fourth family. There is a most important point for the UPSC exam accordingly here. The speech of the Asiatic family are spoken by tribal people in a Malayalam and the Andaman. Malayalam and Andaman is a Nicobar Island as a part of central India is a tribe belt. The species of the Asiatic family are spoken by the tribal people in a Meghalaya, Andaman and Nicobar Island and part of central India tribe belt here. There's a most important point here. The Asiatic family here are tribe people. There is a Meghalaya and Andaman Nicobar Island, the part of central India tribe belt, especially in the district of Santhal Paragan. Santhal Paragan and Ranchi and Marubhans, and there is a language and that related to the Sino-Tibetan as a family that is spoken by tribal people in the northern eastern regions of the country and the sub-Himalayan region in the northern and northern west. This language is spoken by the people living in the Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir and part of Himachal Pradesh and Sikkim also. The speaker of the language of the Devadan family. Devadan family is or more as numerous in the southern part of India and Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Kerala are the state where this language is spoken by the majority of population. A large number of tribals living in the Peninsula Plateau region also speak a speech of this family. There is an important point here. The speaker of the language of the Indo-Aryan family are concentrated more in the northern part of country and also in the central parts. The entire northern India is a plain is inhabited by the speakers of this family. Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh also have a large population of speaker of this language. The Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh is also large population of the speaker of this language, Indo-Aryan here family. The portion of the speaker of language different family in the total population is a very significantly. Well, the Aryan Indo-European family language are spoken by more than 70% of the people. The is a Tibetan language are spoken by only about is 0.85% of the population and Dravidian language are spoken by the about 20% of people. There is a most important here, Sino-Tibetan is a 0.85%, but here the Dravidian is a 20% of people here speaking of this language. There is an important point. The next here is a most important point and notable point. You know that there is a most important note of your notebook. The language spoken in India is belong to the family of four major family here. There are more major family, linguistics of family. This is family are Asiatic family, Dravidian family, Sino-Tibetan family, and Indo-European family. There is a four families the most important. And second here, language belonging to the different family have their major concentration in their different part of country. Asiatic family is the northern eastern part, and Dravidian family is the southern part, and Sino-Tibetan in their sub-Himalayan region, and Indo-European family in the northern and central part of country. There is a most important point here. And also is the most important point here, the language of Indo-Aryan family are spoken by the largest number of people in India. There is a notable point here. The language Indo-Aryan family are spoken by the largest number of people in India. The language of Sino-Tibetan family has the smallest number of speakers. The more than 70% of people in India is speaking language and dialect the Indian Aryan family. Indo-Aryan family, there is a 75% people here. But largest number of people here speaking here, Indo-Aryan. The Indo-Aryan is the maximum 70% here. That is the most important point for the exam view and competitive of competition here. The next point is the most important here. Religious compositions. There is the most important point here. Indian society is divided into the large number of religious community here. But broadly there is a 7 major religions here. Broadly is only 7 major religions here. The majority of people follow one of these seven major religions here, and there is a Hindus is the first, Islam second, Christians third, and is Jainism, and is a Buddhism, Sikhism, and Moravism. There is the most emphasis Judaism here. The Hindu are the largest religious community of India. Hindu is the largest religious community in India. According to 2001, the census is 80.5% of population follow this religious. There is the most important point here. Followers of these religions are more concentration in the northern plain and the northern part of the plateau regions here. However, there is significance in numerous in all parts of country, except a few northern eastern states and union territory of Lakshadweep. But the distribution of the other religious communities is less is continuously, and there is only some is a pocket in which they have a large concentration. The largest number of Muslim population in the Uttar Pradesh, followed by there is a West Bengal and Bihar. But the Muslim population make a large proportion of the total population in Jammu and Kashmir and the Union Territory of Lakshadweep. Apart from this above the mentioned state and Union Territory, other states there is a Muslims have a significant presence is a more than national average. Are Assam and Kerala. If we look at the patriarchal distribution, then it is observed that most of the state are sketch is over northern Great Plain except of Kerala and Jammu and Kashmir. The largest concentration of the Christians is found in the state of Kerala and followed by there is Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. But if we look at the position of the total population, then it is found in some of the northern eastern state, namely the Mizoram, Meghalaya and Nagaland. As for a Sikh are the concerned is more than 3 upon 7 Sikh is a population are found in Punjab alone. Besides Punjab is another growing districts of Haryana and Rajasthan also have a concentration of Sikh population. Apart from this state, authorized reside of the Uttarakhand and National Capital Territory of Delhi have a significant number of Sikh population. As for a Buddhist and Jainism is a concern, there is a Maharashtra has the largest number of population belong to be both the religions. Apart from a Maharashtra, traditionally spoken of Buddhist at the Ladakh area of Jammu and Kashmir. And Dharamsala is and the surrounding district of Himachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh and Tripura. Similarly, beside the Maharashtra, Jains has a significant presence of the state of Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. And the last year, Zoroastrians are such a very few number, and the most of them are found in the around Mumbai in Maharashtra. Mumbai in the Maharashtra here, there is a found of religious of Zoroastrians. There is the most important here table. There are population by the religious of 2001. There is the most important table arrive here. In this table, there are population by religious in 2001. There is the most important religious group here and percentage. There is a first year Hindus is 80.5%. The second year Muslims is a 13.6 and Christian here 2.33% and Sikh here 0.86% only and Buddhist is a 0.76 and Jains here 0.40 and the other is a 0.53. There is the most important point here. There is a notable point for your notebooks. There is the most important here maximum here living here Hindu in 80.5% of total population. The next topic is the most important here. Schedules, caste and scheduled tribes, composition and distribution. Scheduled caste and scheduled tribes is a composition and distribution here. This is the most important topic. The Constitution of India is recognized a number of caste and tribal groups, and these castes and tribes are called scheduled caste, means SC. The scheduled caste mean to the SC and scheduled tribes is the ST. There is two groups divided here, SC and ST, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. Respectively, there is our major constituent. There is a population of India according to the Census of India 2001. Scheduled caste and scheduled tribe is a constituency. There is 16 and 8.2% respectively here. Their distribution is a very uneven throughout the country. That is the most important. But first important topic arrive here of scheduled caste. Let's see the scheduled caste of detail come. The first tier scheduled caste. The scheduled caste is the most important here. Numerically, they have the largest concentration in the Uttar Pradesh flow by the West Bengal and Bihar. Mizoram has the least of SC population in a 272% in the term of percentage almost negligible. That is the most important here. Mizoram, their list of SC population is only here 272% in the term of percentage is almost negligible. The state of Nagaland, Union Territories and is a Lakshadweep and Andaman Nicobar Island do not have any notified SC population. There is the most important point here. Lakshadweep and Andaman Nicobar Island do not have any notified SC population here. In terms of the proportion of the total population of a state, they are most numerous in the Punjab, where they account for more than 28.85% of it is the totally population flow by the Himachal Pradesh. The Himachal Pradesh is the population here 24.7 here on SC caste, and the West Bengal is 23.3. The scheduled caste are by other large landless agricultural laborers there. And the cultivators with a small land and holding either smaller moderate trees or pursues as artisan. Due to their associations with the agricultural activity, there is a main concentration are found in the alveolus and coastal plain of the country. That is why the major concentration are found in the state like Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal and Bihar. On the other hand, the hill and the forested tract and the traverse is a belt of the center and the northern East India have only a small population of the scheduled caste. There is a most important here. The analysis of district level pattern lead to the identification of the following three zones. Let's see the three zones here. The first zone is the most important here. Area of high concentration. Areas of high concentration here first. There are two major areas with a high concentration of scheduled caste. Area of high concentration. There are two major areas with a high concentration of scheduled caste. They are the Indo-Ganga plain and the Eastern Coastal plain. Both these plains are endowed with their fertile soil. Fertile soil is a character, water and supply of climate associated to be a cultivation of a large variety of crops. These opportunities help to be develop intensive agriculture which support a large population. That is the most important point, area of high concentration. And second here, area of medium concentration. The area of medium concentration here, the scheduled caste are moderate concentration in the district adjoining the zone of high concentration with the high has already been a discussion above. And the next here, the area of low concentration. The area of low concentration of scheduled caste is there found to center with theirs and Chota Nagpur region, the best dry region and Rajasthan, their hilly tract of the northern east and the coastal part of Karnataka and Maharashtra. Let's see the map. There is a most important map arrive here. There is a scheduled caste on the map. Come to the map. Here map of presentation of scheduled caste of population 2001 and district. There is the most important on show in the screen. There is a scheduled caste population in this map. There is a most important 10 to the 10 in the above. There is a show here very important on their other, but mostly important here 25.0 and the above. There is a most important. And secondly is here a no scheduled caste in area. There is no scheduled caste area in there is some part of India. There is show the white line. There is a white here only a Jammu Kashmir and some part of other. But the high of population of the scheduled caste here are generally a Punjab, Rajasthan and here of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Kolkata. There is the most important here on 25 Yes, above the scheduled caste in the living in this area. There is the most important point here. And next here, scheduled tribe. Scheduled tribe is the most important point here. The tribal people have a number of distinctive or characteristics which set them apart from the rest of people. Generally, they live in the isolation in the forested and the hilly region, and there are profess a very old religious belief here. The most of the groups are illiterate and do not have a script of their language. There is an important point here. Most of the groups are illiterate and do not have a script of their language. Most of them believe in a supernatural power and supernatural beings. There is a most important thing for scheduled tribes here. There is a believe only a natural power and supernatural beings here. There's an important point for the according to scheduled tribes here. The scheduled tribes are not informally distributed all over the country. There are the three main reasons which is the most of their population lives here. And these reasons are the first here, the central India belt comprising part of Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Odisha and West Bengal. But second here, the northern eastern region is comprising to hill area of Assam, Meghalaya, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura and Arunachal Pradesh. There is an important part. And third here, the southern region is comprising the hilly tracts of Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Andaman and Nicobar Island. There is the most important state here. It is evident from the above discussion and also from the map that the tribal population of India is more concentrated in a few specific regions. It will be also be clear after a close study of map that most of tribal people is living in the forested and hill region and the area of lower agriculture productivities here. The most this area is suffer from the natural difficulties like a rough terrains and climatic difficulties and the level of economic development. In all these regions is very low. That is the region is very low here. The natural resources have not been to develop it is a much and there is a little development of means of transport and communication, and this factor is also responsible for the low level of development. These are also important here. Sometimes it is a thought that the level of economical development in an area of tribes population is low because their area is inhabited by their tribal people. And this however is not true. This area is far from a lower level of development partly due to the hospitable life is this reason is a difficult and therefore this area are occupied by the tribal people. That is important. In fact, the tribal people is originally did not be settled in this area of harsh environmental condition by their own choice. They are rather is pushed by the expanding modern civilization into this area. Under the pressure of the successive is involved and the migrant, the earlier settlers of the country who could not be fight with the new powerful commerce and that to migrate into the remote is area to be save their cultural identify. In this map show there are scheduled tribes population of 2001. That is the most important scheduled tribe population of 2001 and district accordingly. Here show the most important graph here. No scheduled tribes is a only white section. There's a white is Jammu Kashmir side only, and here Chandigarh also. There is the most important here Chandigarh Haryana. There are no scheduled tribes here living, but the darkness is a 62 above a scheduled caste living here side. There show on your screen there is Jammu and Kashmir side and some part of here hill station side here, and other is a Karnataka and also show in this here Gujarat and Maharashtra. But Mizoram side, there are most important here are scheduled tribes are living here because there is a foresty area. The foresty area is a maximum scheduled tribes is living in this side. The Mizoram Andhra Pradesh side is a maximum tribal tribes population are living in this side. There is an important point here. The next here, district level pattern. District level pattern is also important here. Like a scheduled caste or district level analysis of scheduled tribes as reveal that there are different level of concentration. And this level can be grouped into three category. There are area of high concentration, and second area of medium concentration, and third is the area of low concentration. There is a most important point here of three category: area of high concentration, area of medium concentration, and area of low concentration. There is a most important point here. The first point that I have here, area of high concentration. What do you mean to the area of high concentration here? There are 40 districts in the country where scheduled tribes hold or dominate a position. There are 40 districts in the country where scheduled tribes hold or dominate a position. In these 40 districts, as a share of scheduled tribes population to total population range from 75.01% to be a 98.09%. Among them, to the 8 districts are Mizoram, 7 each is the Nagaland and Meghalaya. 6 in Arunachal Pradesh and 5 is a Manipur, and the rest of districts, 7 districts are the spread from a 4 state. The 4th state is the name here: Jammu and Kashmir, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh also. And scholarships is a district of Mizoram have a highest concentration of true population in the country. There is a most important point, notable point here. Mizoram have a highest concentration of tribal population in the country is a 98.09%. The maximum of living in this area. And following the best is the Khasi Hills of Meghalaya having to 98.02% of tribal population. There is a most important point here, well, and the notable point also. The next here, area of the moderate concentration. The area of moderate concentration here, in this region the share of tribes population is a varies between 25.01% of 75.00% of total population, and this include 85 districts belong to be 17 state union territory of country, and especially there is a major company there is a constituted by their district from the state of Madhya Pradesh and Orissa. The 40 is a Chhattisgarh, and there is a 10 is a Jharkhand is a 9, and Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat there 7 for the each. There is a most important point. The third point is the most important, area of low concentration. Area of low concentration here in this region to the proportion of tribal population varies from here 5 to 25%. 5 to 25% is the most important, and this holds the highest number of 140 districts in a country. 140 districts in the country, and this district are distributed among to the 18 state union territory also. The potential pattern of district is this regions is may be seen. Madhya Pradesh is 18, is a Maharashtra and Rajasthan is a 17 each. Karnataka is a 14, Assam is a 13. Andhra Pradesh and West Bengal, Orissa is a 10 each. Jharkhand is a 8 and Jammu and Kashmir is a 6 and Chhattisgarh is a 5. Remaining are scattered in the Gujarat and Sikkim 3 each. Uttarakhand is a 2. Is a Manipur is a Kerala and Daman Diu as a Bihar 1 each year. There is a most important area of low concentration on this area side. Apart from this, there are many of 143 districts spread over to the 18 state and the union territory where tribals population are found was a range varies between 0.5% to the 5% is the most important point here. Literacy is here is generally defined as a person is the ability to read, write and able to understand as well as do some simple calculation. There is a most important point here. Defined to here literacy here, a person has ability to read, write and able to be understand as well as do the some simple calculation. If there is a liberal definition, the rate of literacy in India is not very high. According to the census of the 2001, the average literacy rate in India is 65.38% only. 63 is a 65.38% only. This percent that not be here or include a population below to 7 year of age group. There is a most important point here. There is a 7 year age group is not included in this census of there is a The rate of literacy is varies a great deal from to one part of the country to on the other hand. Is a state of Kerala having literacy rate is a high as a 90.92%. And on the other hand, similarly to the state of Bihar, where the rate only is a 47.53. There is the highest and lowest. The highest is the Kerala and lowest literacy rate is the Bihar. And in the United Territory of Lakshadweep, and the highest rate of literacy is there, it is 87.2%, and the lowest rate is Dara and Nagar Haveli is 60.3% only. There is the most important according to literacy rate here. The rate of literacy varies between to male and female also. The rate of literacy here between to male and female also. The average rate of literacy among to the male in India is 75.85%, which is the high. Then the female is 54.16%. Kerala has a distinction of the highest literacy among to both male and female. There is a 94.20 and 97.86% respectively here. Whereas the India has the lowest literacy rate among to both male and female, there are 60.62% and 33.37% is respectively here. There is the most important here, the Bihar has the lowest literacy rate among to the male and female also here. But a female is the literacy rate is a very low, 33.57 only. From the literacy point of view of rural urban population, there is a hugs is a difference between the rural and urban area. The literacy rate is the urban area is a 73.01%, whereas the rural area is a low as a 44.54%. There is a most important point here. Through the rate of literacy is India is a low, it is increasing in the each successive census. In 1911, it was less than a 6% and it could be raised to only about 16.7% by the 1951. The most is a noteworthy is a progress in this regard has been to made after 1951 census. In 1961 the literacy rate was about 24%, which rose to the 65.38% by the 2001. The most significant development in this regard has been to be rate of increasing in a female literacy here. The portion of the difference among the female was only 1.1% is a 1911, and which has increasing to the 54.66% in the 2001. There is the most important growth here. To be agree extent there is a result of the policy of government and imposing upon to the universalization of elementary education. The standard of facility of school is the rural area have helped considerably in the rising the literacy rate in a country, especially among to the female. Through the literacy rate is increasing a percentage wise a successive incidence is there. The number of literacy is also is increasing in the suit of number is extensive as a census for this first time is 2001 census. There is a decline in the number of literate is the comparison to the previous census. 1991, however, there is a number is still very high. To solve this problem, government has to take up various programs like a national literacy mission, Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, and etc. There is a most important point here. And let's see there are the map. There is a most important literacy rate in India, and there is a map. Come to the map. Here show the most important point here. India literacy 2001. There is a most important point here. There is a most important literacy rate in the here. Only the Kerala here. And some part of Goa also, but there is literacy rate is all over India is not higher. There is only Kerala. The Kerala is a 80.01 to the above. There is a most important point here, and there is a 56 is a below. There is a only is a Bihar and the here Jharkhand, Jammu and Kashmir side, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam. There is a most important here the 56 to below, but other side is a maximum 72 to 80% is a Maharashtra and Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand also. There is a most important. And the some part here 82 above there are Delhi also here show. There is a most important show in your screen there are Indian literacy 2001. The next point here, district level pattern here. District level pattern is also important. District level pattern analysis of literacy reveal that is literacy rate is vary between to the 96.64% of the Azawal district of Mizoram to 30.0% of Datanwara district of Chhattisgarh. Out of 561 districts in India, and 59 districts have a literacy rate is more than 80%. Majority of these districts are located in the southern part of India. It includes all the 14 districts of Kerala and 4 districts in Tamil Nadu and 3 districts of the Pondicherry and 2 districts of Karnataka and 1 are districts each of Lakshadweep and the Andaman Nicobar Island. There is a most important point here. And apart from the southern India, southern eastern region has 10 districts. Out of 10 districts and 7 districts are the Mizoram, 2 districts is the Nagaland and the 1 district is the Manipur. In the western part there are 11 districts out of the which 9 districts are in the state of Maharashtra in the southern part of India. There are also 11 districts out of which 6 districts are national capital territory of Delhi. The remaining 3 districts are the Himachal Pradesh and 1 each of the Chandigarh and Uttarakhand also. Eastern India has only 2 districts, 1 each in their West Bengal and Orissa. The central part of India has not got a single district in this category. That is important. On the contrary, there are 26 districts in the country where a literacy rate is below 40%. These districts are thus scattered in the 7 states. Out of these 26 districts, 11 are there Bihar, 5 in the Uttar Pradesh and 4 in Odisha, and 3 in the Jharkhand and each of Chhattisgarh is a Madhya Pradesh and Jammu Kashmir is also. And most important point here, a notable point, not your notebook, there is a most important point here. The person who can read the write within the understanding in one of language is called literacy. A person who can be read and write with the understanding in any one language is called literacy. According to 2001 census, the rate of literacy in India is 65.38%. That is the most important. And the highest rate of literacy in Kerala is 90.92%. And the lowest rate in there is Bihar, 47.53% only. The rate of literacy is higher among to the male and then among to the female and the urban area than the rural area. The rate of literacy is rising rapidly in India since the independence. There is a most important point here. Indians and the rapidly is growth here.